So here we are, and obviously, as one has seen, with the SoundCloud track one posted recently, obviously, there was some stuff, about like me and all of that, but we can like talk about that at a later time and all of that. But obviously, one is posting or doing this video right now as we speak. By the time you see it, it's already been done, but that's besides the point. The thing is, obviously, we've all seen the whole thing with Liam and all of that. And obviously, this is another way of me like acknowledging that whole unfortunate and sad event happening and all of that. And obviously the group that he was in, like the whole One Direction thing, that was like a thing when I was in high school. Yes, I'm 30, but that was a thing at the time, and all that, the whole One Direction and the Wanted and all of that. But to keep on topic here, obviously this is to reference him and all of that. And the part that's kind of like freaky to me, like age-wise, is this guy is 31, or was 31. I'm 30. It says he was born in 1993. I was born 1993, so he's old. He was just older by a couple months. So you can see like why to a certain level I'm kind of like freaking out about this, because I'm like, oh my god, someone in like my age range, born the same year, is no longer with us, So it's the thing of, oh my god, And there's like, I know there was probably like some issues with, like mental health and various other issues the man dealt with. That's none of my business to divulge. But obviously, remember like the dude's memory, music, and all of that. And I guess, the one thing that sort of is a little weird about whenever a famous person passes is suddenly everybody comes out of the woodwork and says, like, oh yeah, he was the greatest. Obviously, and I'm not going to debate on whether he was the greatest or not, But there's sort of this thing when, a famous person is no longer with us that suddenly, like, everyone says, oh, like, they're, this or that. But, I'm not going to get into that rant. There's a separate video online of somebody that talks about that in more detail. And I don't want to make this video negative and all of that, So, again, to keep on with the Liam stuff is that, obviously this is going to be a thing for like a while and all of that. So, obviously, like there's stuff with like One Direction, and it was probably was one of the biggest things at that moment in time as far as pop culture goes. You see the action figures / dolls and all of that, So clearly, like, this is like a thing, and mixed with the mental health stuff and all of that, like we said earlier. It's just, my thing is like, can we like take care of like the issue of whatever someone is dealing with at that moment, so we can take care of the person and the issue before it becomes a problem, and then it's like we talk about them in the after fact and all that. Because it seems like, even if the person's not a celebrity, it seems like it's only after the fact that people were like, oh, it's like I should have seen the signs and the la-di-da. And then some people get ticked off and were like, well, where were you at that moment, you know? So it's kind of like, hey, unfortunately, we're at that moment again in this moment in time. So it's kind of like, well, what? Well, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. And I did hear like this like petition thing for like mental health more on the lines of performers, but in general, it's like, hey, if there's a particular issue going on with somebody, then for the love of whomever you believe in, like, do something or say something, because it's like, hey, because it ended the way it did end. Someone's without a significant other, someone's without a brother, someone's without a dad, someone's without, this dude in some way. So it's like, my God, So it's like, unfortunately, well, he's no longer with us. Hopefully, now people, if they haven't woken up already, at least start to wake up and realize, like, hey, this particular death, whether it's like a famous person or whether it's the person that lives down the street from you, this such type of situation shouldn't happen, and all of that, it shouldn't happen. So, obviously, the whole rest in peace thing, to him and all of that and stuff. So, yeah. With that and all that business, that's about it. Peace out. Maybe I'll say a little bit more later on, but, as of right now, that's about it. Peace out.